double or nothing. You pour me a double, or I pay you nothing.
So it's just a straight up threat? That's what this is now? Yeah.
Hey, there it is. All right.
Hey. Can I get you a drink?
Yeah, I was gonna get,
I thought that this was a really fun descent into just sort of a horror fantasy world that kept me, asking questions and wondering what was going on the entire time. I think that this would make a really fantastic start to something because, I wanted to know more. I wanted to see more. I wanted to, find out what this malevolent spirit was, what designs it had, why it was, presumably trying to escape that room, why it was there in the first place. You're doing a fantastic job of creating a situation that only whets my appetite for more. And I think you're doing it in some really clever ways. This was, done pretty simply, but I think very effectively, regardless of that. I love that you were contrasting this with that, kind of annoying barfly at the outset. I think I always kind of love seeing, a character who doesn't belong in something sort of jammed into something, and just to see how they, contrast and butt up against the action at hand. Really nice work with this. I really enjoy it.
I thought it was very clever, and it was creepy in the best kind of way possible. Right from the get-go, it captures your attention, and you want to see where things are going. The rapport between the barman and the patron that was sitting there at first is so great between the two of them. Watching the two of them interact and wondering where it's going to go with that, and then coming back at the end when the barman said the line about the Baskin Robbins, I laughed out loud. I thought that was sheer genius. This had some beautiful cinematography to it. I loved what they did with their camera angles, and I loved the story. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be like a play on the words of spirits, and you did exactly what I was hoping that you would do, and it made it so cool how they built up the intrigue.
That kind of witty cleverness sort of permeates the whole film. It's got this great kind of atmospheric slow build towards the horror, which I think also helps it kind of very effectively balance the tones of comedy and horror, and does that really well. I did very much enjoy, the bartender character, and the idea of him just sort of servicing his people who are trying to call up these otherworldly spirits and having no clue what they're doing, and him trying to deal with it and clean up afterwards. I think it's really funny. I really like that. And I do like the way that it treated the supernatural spirits as things that are kind of beyond our understanding. People come to them and say, "Oh, I want this. I want this. Can you do this for me?" And then they're just like, "Nah, I'm going to haunt you instead." I think it's a great use of the supernatural. So I thought that was very cool.
Spirits, figuratively and literally. The Yelp review, as we lead into the short, gives us a foreshadowing of the screams to come, and it's only a matter of time as to how we find out, as to the why. A woman comes up to the bar and orders a special beverage. At first, I think she's putting a hit on an ex, and as we enter this closet space, I begin to conclude that it might be a seance of sorts, to then wonder if she is about to poison herself. This is a small space, claustrophobic even. You begin to question as to why we are here in the first place, and during the course of the drink, we find that she's trying to find someone, but a ghost, demon type of entity has locked onto her. It frightens her, getting her to scream out of the establishment, but we find that it follows her to the bitter end. I like the humor the gentleman brings before we see her go to her doom. I enjoyed the use of locations and production design of the space. I enjoyed the graphic design of the napkins, even. I love the cinematography that played to match well with those items.
Nice music and just really good sounds and music. I thought it really set the tone. Really good acting by everyone. The guy at the bar made me laugh. I thought everyone did a great job with the acting. Good script. It really did leave me curious and wanting more. Like I said, I could see this as a series or a feature. Really great. And I love the fact that they put a Yelp review in the beginning. That was funny. And I liked the quote too in the beginning. So great job, you guys.
It's an interesting concept that I think a lot of people are intrigued by or would have an interest in talking to somebody, finding someone, getting help from, a kind of other plane to either speak to, get closure, help, find, etc., etc., etc. I really liked how they set this up where it's like a bar, but then you go down because it's all of this kind of magical, mystical stuff. But then, like, it's also like their storage closet. Like, there's like an overturned mop and stuff like that. So I liked the kind of collision because it is in just like a working bar that serves regular customers. And it is like you go out of your way to get this extra feature. I also liked that, like, it had a menu, like, with the rules printed all nice and clean, like, very simple to understand. I thought it was really fun. I thought they did the kind of jump scare, the kind of suspense-inducing kind of creepiness with the actual spirits that were with her really well. I think a lot of the time those are hard to kind of play, hard to pull off well. I think they did a good job.
I thought it was just like an average like bar. Girl talk come in, she talking this, that, and the third, and then as soon as we said like she gets into that room, that's when I really locked in, and I think that is really, you know, what I think locks a lot of the audience in. Like that's from that point on, we were like, and that speaks to the filmmaker's ability to get the audience to start asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Intentional questions, asking the questions that you want them to ask. I almost wish that there was more. That it was like because once you plant that spirits bomb, once you plant that spirit seed, and we go in and we go in, and then it ends, and like it's a great punch for sure. I almost wish that there was like that we learned more, because I wanted more. So